morning and welcome to June 18th, 2017. This is the Waldoboro Scoop. Pardon the taping, it's not of the best quality. I'm right now doing some remodeling and trying to squeak a scoop in here and there, so here it is. So basically, a couple of things I just wanted to go over this week. I'm winging this off my cuff, by the way. I haven't even thought about what I'm going to say or whatever, so you're going to get it raw today, so hope you enjoy it. The referendum town meeting last Tuesday went fairly well, if everything passing, if you consider that fairly well. If you don't consider everything passing fairly well, then obviously you just like to see things fail. But the way I look at it is the select board and the budget committee, they've already hashed this budget out pretty good by the time it gets to the voters, and typically there isn't any big errors or things that are discrepancies that are going to be issues. So give you a quick rundown on that. I'm using my my handy dandy cell phone here. The selectmen, incumbents and chairman Clint Collmore and vice chair Joanne Menzie, they both were re-elected this year for another 3-year term by a fairly large margin. And the budget committee, incumbent Susan Price was re-elected, and there were 2 write-ins, John Heller and Deborah Toulouse. Anything else really major on this? As I said, the budget questions went really smoothly. There were a couple of other articles down here referring to, yes, right here, referring to the Shellfish Commission was looking for an ordinance update, and that was approved by a large margin. The put option for Penobscot Energy Recovery Company or Corporation, whatever it is, PERC they call it, we're moving out of them and we're moving into a company called Fiberite for our rubbish removal, and that went through by a fairly good margin. So we're going to be able to recover some funds, I'm assuming, from that. The extra $50,000 for the Pine Street Landing project was approved by a really large margin. Other than that, nothing really heavy duty to speak of. The town in particular voted for the $50 million bond issue for the state, which was 444 to 256, so we approved that as well. Yes, fairly good election. We don't have to go back for another referendum election. That's one of the drawbacks of having a referendum. If something gets voted down, we have to go back to another election of some sort, either referendum or open town meeting, in order to rectify the number, because you just can't have no number or a lack of number for a budget. I mean, you can have 0 in there, but there's always got to be some number established for each department. A lot of these departments are state statute. As far as state statute goes, you have to have them. So you couldn't get rid of them if you wanted to. So somehow you've got to make it all work. And when we do have to go back to another town meeting, that's usually a very costly event. That's that can be thousands of dollars between printing new ballots and getting all the work that the people at the town office, especially the town clerk, has to take care of. There's just a huge amount of prep work that needs to be done, and by the time you go back to town office, the $5,000 or $10,000 that you're planning on saving, you've already spent it in administrative fees anyway. So at that point, what was really the sense? That sounds kind of asinine to me. A couple of fun things though. Looks like the rec now has Funtown Splashtown and Aquaboggan passes. They're selling them at a discount. The Funtown Splashtown are available for $30 each. That's a savings of $9 because they're $39 at the door. Plus you don't have to wait in line. So if you get them at the town office first, you can just zip right through. Let's see. We do have a recreation, the summer rec program is looking for a program leader. Information on the town website about that. We really need to get somebody in there. The summer rec is to help our kids, our Waldoboro kids, basically, keep them busy and give them things to do, fun things, as well as learning opportunities throughout the summer. So that's always a good thing. Let's see. Waldoboro Day was yesterday, and I hope everybody had a chance to attend at some point, at least fireworks, or stop by, grab a hot dog or something from the vendors. Usually a good time for all of us local people to just meet and see other local people. You never know who you're going to stumble across in there, so it's a wicked good time. Let's see what else we got going on here today. Address markers. As of yesterday, it looks like the reflective address markers are now up to $20 a piece, but they're still available. $20 is pretty cheap for those. They're a good size sign, boom boom, and the numbers are on it one way or the other. You can have it horizontal or vertical. You throw them on your front yard and on a post, and people can find you a little bit better. I find that it helps the UPS guy too, because sometimes it's just not clear enough marked. I let my UPS guy brings me all my toys. So other than that, we also have recycle bins for sale at the town office. Well, they're for sale, but they're at cost. Obviously, we won't make any money off them. Recycling is a very important part of your trash duty. In order to keep your trash costs down and your taxes down for the transfer station, you recycle as much as you possibly can. And these recycle bins are stackable. They're pretty neat. They come in several different colors. And you buy a sack of 3 of them, and each is different colors, so you get used to the color coded, and all your milk jugs go in one, all your your newspaper goes in another, and tin cans and bottles go in a third. Those you can get at the town office. They're plenty well stocked. Occasionally they do run out, but not very often. And when they do, there's usually another bunch of them coming in. So. Let's see, anything else on here today that we want to talk about? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. We want to wrap this up today. It's a fairly short one, or at least by my clock it is. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get over to the weather and give you a quick weather scoop. I don't have any graphics today. I just don't have the time to do it. I'm right in the middle of this edition here, and I'm trying to get everything all buttoned up, and this is going to be my new office. It's going to make taping these a lot easier, as well as running my own business and things of that nature. So it's kind of a priority to get this thing up and running. So that's what I've been spending a lot of my time on today. However, for the 7-day weather forecast, today it looks like 70 degrees. What's the temperature right now? As a matter of fact, it's 64. So it's going to get a little warmer. Overcast all day long. A chance of some rain on the overnight. Tomorrow is what we really want to look at. Tomorrow, Monday, we're looking at 72 degrees and a good ½ inch of rain starting in the mid to late afternoon. That also is got a really good chance of bringing us in some thunder showers. So make sure that you have any expensive appliances and things of that nature. Let me tell you, I've known people that have lost a lot of money on these thunder showers. It just seems to, the lightning strike hits close enough and it just zaps their TVs and their computers and everything else. If you unplug them, you don't really have to worry too much about them unless the bolt comes right through the side of the house and hits it directly. And the odds are pretty low for that. But damage the odds are pretty high. Tuesday, 77 degrees. It looks like it's going to continue raining almost till noon, or right about the noon hour. Thunder showers could possibly continuing. So, however, looking forward to Thursday and Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday, excuse me. Wednesday and Thursday look clear, mid to upper 70s. Friday, 75, and Saturday, 75. Possibility of some rain in there, but not too much of a possibility. So we're gonna get some crappy weather. We're gonna get some good weather, but that's about it for this week. We will hopefully see you next week or the week after. Hope you have a great week, and peace.
This program was brought to you exclusively by A+ Recycling and Rubbish Removal. A+ removes rubbish regularly to keep your property clean.